Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Zamboni Talk. I'd like to thank you all for watching in advance, and please like and subscribe. Comment any thoughts you have down below while you're at it. That would be great. So, today I want to talk about a subject that's very highly debated, something that I've seen in my life in terms of the people that I know, my family members, friends, and really everyone else I've come across has had this question in their mind at some point. And that is, as a young person, and I think particularly as a young man, as my channel's trying to cater to, you are in a very contentious time after you graduate high school. Because when you're in high school and you're young, you kind of have the backbone of your parents, you're living at their house, you're not really required to do too much. There's not too much responsibility on your shoulders. Most of the time, if you're blessed and your parents are able to do so, most of the expenses are covered. You might have a part-time job when I was that age, I worked at McDonald's from grade 10 to grade 12. Even back then, I used to work graveyard shifts and then go to work. I always put in lots and lots of hours, but that's besides the point. So, what I wanted to get into is, what is the career path that would put you the farthest ahead in today's world? Because really, we got to look at it. And let's say the age of 18 to 22, or 18 to 25 even, let's go a bit farther, and let's take two different career paths, or I should say paths of education / career. So in Exhibit A, said person goes to university from the age of 18 to, let's say, 23, 24. They do a very common degree around here, which I see. They'll do a criminology degree, they'll do maybe a business degree, something along those lines. Sure, I mean, I'm sure you can learn some valuable stuff in these degrees. And I'm not going to get into the political side of, do universities lean one way or the other, left or right, or what may have you. I'm just talking about strictly the financial numbers here and how they're going to equate to this example that I'm giving. So Exhibit A is going to go to university. Like I said, he's going to get one of those degrees. He most likely is going to have to take in some sort of student debt. He most likely isn't going to have the money to pay for this entire tuition. And most likely, the majority of people that I know, I could be wrong, you correct me if I am, however, the majority of the people that I know will graduate and make somewhere around 60 to 80 grand a year if they've done a good job. That kind of seems like the consensus now of somebody that's just freshly graduated. I know that sometimes it can be quite difficult if you don't have a lot of experience in the field that you're studying as well. It can be quite difficult to find a job that pays much more than that. So let's say you're making 60 to 80,000 a year. You're the age of, let's just say, 24, and let's say you have 50,000 of student debt. Now, after taxes and everything, and you got to pay off your student debt, you got quite elevated rental prices, food prices, any kind of entertainment you want is quite elevated. I have a very hard time, while I do basic math, to believe that this person is going to get far ahead. I mean, maybe down the line, when you start to climb the ladder and get higher pay in the field that you're in, you can start to chip away, you can start to get rid of this debt, start to invest. However, that could be actually quite late in life. And this kind of stuff can really get away with you. You see today in the high interest rate environment that we're in, how it can really get away. So said person is, and that also doesn't take into account, does the person also like what they've studied? Because after being in school for 4 or 5 years, I've seen this countless number of times where the said person doesn't even like the industry that they're in, or that they now started working, it's not what they anticipated it to be, and they end up working a job that's not even in their field, yet they still have the debt. The debt has not gone away. So that's just one example that I see countless number of people do, and to me, it does not make a lot of sense, because here is option B, or the other person, and this is the career path that I took, more or less, not exactly how I took. I would have actually done more if I could, because when I graduated high school, I only worked one job, and I played junior hockey. I was quite busy with that, and I don't regret any of it. However, I could be farther ahead if I do exactly what I'm going to talk about here. So here's my career path. If possible, by the age of 15, 16, do a trade apprenticeship at your school. Try to go to class only 2 blocks a day. That is my recommendation. If you can. I know, take your time after to hang out with your friends. I know that's an important part of growing up as well. However, I'm talking about this career path to get the farthest ahead you can if you want to be in a good financial situation by the time you're 25. So, first off, try to take 2 blocks in school. Try to do a trade apprenticeship and try to work almost a full-time job while you're in high school. Okay? So you only have two blocks a day at school to deal with if you have homework or whatnot. So you can handle the workload aside from that. And you are of age where you should have lots of energy, that you can handle school and work. I don't care what people say nowadays, that you're doing too much, you're going to overdo it. Yeah, okay. That's fair, but I don't see that. I see a lot of people not doing enough rather than doing too much. So you're going to do that. As soon as you graduate high school, you do it as soon as you can. You work the equivalent of one job with 80 hours a week, or if you can, work two jobs equating to 60 to 80 hours a week. Now, you're going to take this money, you're going to continue to live at home if you can. Okay? You are going to do this for between the ages of 18 to about 22. This is 4 years, okay? And for all the people that say you're going to miss out on all the fun during that time, I completely understand where you're coming from. However, from me, speaking from experience and somebody who's still in their late 20s, it's so much more fun to do stuff later on in life. People take you so much more seriously when you have the resources to do so. So what you're going to do, you're not going to worry about apprenticeship, anything like that at this age, because I believe at this age you have to gain experience. So you're going to get a job or two where you're going to learn something, acquire a skill. You're going to save up all that money as much as you can. You can live at home, and you're going to be the age of 25 with a couple $100 grand in the bank. A couple $100 grand in the bank. You have all this money for investment, and then there's somebody on the other end who doesn't know what they want to do, and they have all that debt. You make the choice in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are, and thanks again for watching.